With the cold front coming through, I wanted to make a video kind of talking about a couple of things that I've learned as a runner running in the cold, a couple of tips and tricks that have helped me, and honestly, I wish I would have known when I first started running. It would have saved me a lot of pain and a lot of confusion, honestly. In this video, it's going to be pretty simple. I'm just going to take you along with me on my one of my runs where it was really, really cold, like 20-something degrees, and kind of just talk to you about it. If you enjoy this video and you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe and hit the like button. But with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy today's or this week's vlog. This week it's supposed to be, there's supposed to be a cold front coming down on the East Coast, and because of that, it's going to make training a little bit more, it's going to make it a little more interesting and a little bit different, but it's fine. Honestly, I kind of like changes in weather. My only hope is that it's not going to be like it was last year where it was below zero for like 2 weeks. Running in the cold is honestly probably one of the harder things to do. Like running in humidity and in hot weather, like it kind of stinks, but you can always like find ways to really cool yourself down by going slower, drinking water, taking a break. And you don't have to have nearly as much gear. All you have to have at minimum is your tennis shoes and like shorts. But with cold, it's the exact opposite. You have to have a bunch of layers, a bunch of base layers, and depending on how bad the cold is, you may need to build up from there. And today it's in the 20s, meaning that I have a base layer on my chest, a base layer on my legs, as well as like a sweatshirt, a whole bunch of extra stuff that I normally wouldn't take, but because it's so cold, well, you kind of have to. And I thought about not wearing a base layer up top. Personally, I'm not a big fan of those, but considering it's 20, I think the responsible thing to do would be to wear one. Also, I'm trying to wear these shoes out. They're nearing the end of their life, and they're not too bad. I don't really like have uneven wear spots. I mostly notice when they start to get to like the higher mileages, my back starts hurting a little bit more and my hips start hurting a little bit. So because of that, I kind of know that these are on their way out, and I keep track of all my mileage. It actually, my running coach app that I use keeps the mileage for me, which is why I know that these are nearing the end of their life cycle. Okay. Today's run, just an easy run. I don't have to run today, but I really wanted to, just because we're back in Nashville, and I just wanted to get outside. Especially with it being cold next week, I don't know how much I'm actually going to be able to run. I'm going to try to run every day or the days I'm scheduled, but this is kind of like a just in case measure, so I still get some miles in. It actually doesn't feel as cold as my phone says it is, but anyway, no mileage today, or no set mileage, just based on how I feel. Yeah. A lot of runners today, which is great. One thing I appreciate about like running in the running community is how supportive and just nice everybody is, and like welcoming. One of the many reasons I love running. But yeah, all being said, 2 miles in, it's going great. It's like the perfect temperature right now to keep you nice and cool so you don't sweat too much, but also it's not like, it doesn't hurt your face to like run. I'm also on the other side of the bridge now, if you probably could already tell that. Broadway's over my shoulder, and now I'm going to my second little run location on the Greenway. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a big fan, and I've never been a big fan of thermals, like for running. They just, they're never like really comfortable, and it could be the only thermals I've ever tried were from Target, so I don't think those are real thermals, but they just always feel super stiff, and I feel like I can't really like move the way that I would like to. They do keep me warm, and I don't have to wear a million jackets, but for me, running, like when you're doing longer runs, it's about being like comfortable, and I'm more comfortable running in like 2-3 layers versus a thermal, like a base layer, and then like a shirt over top. Again, it could be because I'm only using really cheap, not really thermals, but if you have any suggestions, please let me know. One thing that I wish I would have learned as a runner much earlier on, when you're running in the cold, it's important to breathe through your nose and then out your mouth, because for at least for me, when I go for a run and I'm going hard and I'm breathing through my mouth, like in and out, I find that I have a cough for the next day, versus if I breathe in through my nose and then out my mouth, I don't have a cough. And the little bit of research that I've done basically says like the reason you do that, or you go through your nose, is because it helps heat the air up a little bit. I don't know how true that is, I just know the patterns I've experienced. But if you are starting to run in the new year, since it is getting cold, I would recommend maybe doing that, and then also making sure you have some kind of gloves. At least for me, if I like run and my hands are cold, it's the worst thing in the world. I'd rather run with like a thin t-shirt but have gloves on versus have a sweatshirt on and no gloves. Just my opinion. Also, I think I'm gonna turn around at 5 miles, at least 4.5, so that'll give me a 9 mile to 10 mile run, I think. All right, I'm 5 miles in. I'll turn around. That'll give me an even 10 today. But before I do that, I'm gonna snack. We have like no food in the house, so this morning I didn't have a breakfast or much of a breakfast, so I'm making sure I'm eating this. One big benefit to running in the cold that I don't think a lot of people talk about is your food and your water. Is that you basically effectively, like when you get to like 30 degrees and below, you're effectively running in a fridge, and your stuff is going to be nice and cold when you're ready for it. I got 5 miles left. The road back, I honestly didn't film anything. I got into a conversation via a phone call, and I forgot to film anything. But that's pretty much the essence or the gist of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, again, feel free to hit the subscribe button. If you have any tips or tricks that you'd like to share, please feel free to put them down in the comments. And if you've made it this far, I just wanted to say thank you for watching this video, and I hope you got some kind of value out of it. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video.